Welcome to another segment with Dave and myself, and we are today, for all you guys and some of you gals, we're going to show you how to make a testosterone formulary. This is one way of doing it. It's not the only way. It's not the end-all, be-all, do-all. It's not the only formula on the market, but this is one that I've given people here who go to gyms, who train, and have noticed that they notice a bigger pump, better muscle definition, strength, better uptake of protein, because this is what testosterone does. You women can use this as well, not heavily, because it can have masculizing effects as well, but it will help with training and muscle definition and power. Now it also carries over into the bedroom, because if the testosterone levels are low, obviously things aren't going to work. You have to remember, as men, testosterone, the highest level of testosterone you have is in the heart, then the brain, then the reproductive system. You have to also realize that if you were exposed to high levels of estrogen, you are going to have low testosterone in the system. This is why I do not encourage any soy or pea protein products or hemp seed protein products, because of the estrogenic effects that these things can cause. So leave them alone. If you want to eat protein, eat eggs. Highest biological value of any protein food you're going to eat is eggs. Okay. Next is a dairy product, whether it be yogurt, cottage cheese, fermented dairy, or unpasteurized milk. If you have the capacity to access unpasteurized milk, I will tell you to mix that with eggs, a little bit of iodine and honey, and drink that every day as a protein shake. You will not find anything better on the market anywhere. I used that stuff without even training, and I got huge on it, muscle-wise. I wasn't fat or any kind of thing. It was all dense muscle. Muscle memory is what it was filling. So I'd encourage you to use this if you're going to use a protein source. Eat your meat, eat your chicken, eat your eggs, eat your duck, eat your goose, eat cottage cheese, maslanka, ricotta cheese, Havarti cheese. These are protein, these are fermented dairy products that create a bacterial health in the colon. It's going to give you your fat for your testosterone production. You need that cholesterol to build up. Somebody say, well, cholesterol will kill you. It never will kill you. That has been the biggest pile of rubbish that ever came out of the medical industry. What will kill you is periodized fat that is exposed to sugar. And your grains are the biggest culprit. Why do you think they reversed the food pyramid? Grains were at the bottom of the food pyramid. Now they're at the top, which means a lot of you are going to have diabetes, compromised colon, whether it be enteritis or irritable bowel syndrome, colon. You eat that high grain diet and you are definitely going to break down. So go back to the basics. Fat is where it's at. Protein is where it's at. Fruits and vegetables are where it's at. Nuts and seeds, again, are further down because of the phytate content and the fiber in these things. They can cause a law of diminishing returns. The more of these seeds you eat, the less you get out of them, because they can congest the colon and deplete the body of minerals. So using them sparingly is okay. Sprouts, sprouted vegetables, knock yourself out. Fermented vegetables, knock yourself out. These are things that you want to use. The only fruits I don't encourage are bananas, grapes, raisins, watermelons, and dates. And the reason why I don't encourage them, because one, they're high glycemic sugar foods. Two, so many of you have got so much clutter down here with the grains that you've consumed and the soy you've consumed, and now this cheap pea protein that they're promoting, that you are congested down here, and any sugar you consume is going to activate a yeast, a fungus, or a bacteria in the lower GI. So you don't want to use a high glycemic sugar until you clean that out. Once you eliminate the grains, once you eliminate the cereals, once you eliminate the bread for a period of time, you may find that all of a sudden you're feeling better. Initially you're going to feel like crap because you're hooked on these foods. Especially about the third day. The moment you get off all grains in your diet, the third day you're climbing the wall because of the addictive nature. And the sugar produces high levels of insulin, which lowers your testosterone. The heart says, oh, what's going on here? And the brain says, wait a minute, what's happening here? And then south of the border is saying, hey, we're not moving. Ain't happening. Insulin's too high. There's no T left to fuel the tank. Okay, so now we are going to show you how to make a testosterone formula. What we're going to have, we're going to do this in equal parts to keep it simple. In other words, equal parts meaning equal measurements, whether it be in weight or volume. Okay, we are going to use alcohol as our menstruum here. Dave tells me not to show you the label, but you know it's going to be a white rum. And again, whatever you can afford, you can afford. Now in Canada, I've shown you how to go buy some rice wine at the Asian market, freeze it, and extract it with a vegetable spinner with a handkerchief, and you can get alcohol. Not supposed to tell you that, but shh. Okay, trade secret. All right. I'm gonna put. Sometimes I crack myself up. All right, I'm gonna put about 12 ounces of alcohol in here, maybe more. All right, 12 ounces done. Ta-da! Ooh, that's potent stuff. Now, I prefer brandy myself, but anyway. All right, so we're gonna put in deer antler. Dun, ta-da! Deer antler also has in it silicas, which are very hard to break down, but it's also used because the proteins in it are as well, and the saccharides in it are also used for regenerating joint regeneration. So it has a lot of benefits. So just add a little bit, probably in this case, probably a tablespoon. Okay. Again, as you can see, this is a rocket scientist thing and precise measurements. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to get it through you. You can do this. Okay. If I can do this just by guesstimation, that means you can do this as well. Okay. So if you're not sure, use tablespoons or use whatever you want to use. But I'm just showing you just again how easy this is. Okay, this is Tongat Ali or Uricoma longfilia. You can get a lot of these things at your local health food store. They can order them in. Pure Bulk sells some of this stuff. purebulk.com. Check your herbal shops. We can get some stuff in as well. If you live in the United States, you're more fortunate than we are in Canada. Our government here treats us like children. It doesn't allow us to have certain things unless we go across the border and pick it up there because we can't have it here. And our health food industry here is a sham anyway. Today we have lost over 30,000 products, and what we're selling today is what it is. Alright, this is mustard seed. Mustard seed also helps produce testosterone and produces nitric oxide. You don't want a lot of this because this can be goitrogenic. For those of you who do have thyroid issues, be careful with this. Okay, there we go.
Did you say a teaspoon?
A teaspoon to a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, same thing. Everything's going to be about the same, just for the sake of simplifying it. Now, you can tweak this. You can add more, you can add less. Now for you women, don't go crazy. I don't want you picking me up with one hand and say, look what I could do to that herbalist. Okay? Kind of embarrassing. I can't even do that. Anyway, but take it easy. I mean, you don't need a lot. Women's receptor sites are going to respond a lot easier than male because you guys are more designed for estrogen. You do produce testosterone, so, but again, you don't need lots. All right, this is celery seed. Okay, same thing. A tablespoon. Ooh. Man, don't you smell that? Gets you all testosterone. I got testosterone. All right. Now we're going to add 1 or 2 caps. Jeez, what is it tonight? There we go. Holy jumping. Everyone wants to fight with me tonight.
Need more testosterone in your system.
Maybe. Any more testosterone, that'll be a raging hormone. About 2 caps. This is magnesium citrate. Now, when I make a testosterone formula, my design is intent with the heart. Because you are going to release nitric oxide as well, and you need heart support. Okay, I'm adding galangal. Galangal produces something in your body naturally called nitroglycerin, which produces nitric oxide, which also detoxifies the poisons in the intestinal tract. Put too much of this stuff in here. So this will support the heart and digestive system. Come on, get in there. Okay, there we go. This has got amazing scent. All right. Miraperma. Miraperma produces nitric oxide. So again, this will help shuttle protein. Also, it increases blood flow, keeps the capillaries moving. Last, oh no, there's two more things. And we're going to add hawthorn berry. You can use hawthorn berry or hawthorn leaf. And again, one of the things that hawthorn berry does is it blocks estrogen because it produces a component called luteolin. Lutein binds with estrogen and helps yank it out. So by doing that, it can help keep the testosterone from flipping over or aromatizing. Alright. Last but not least, I always add something called Yohimbe. Yohimbe. Sounds like something out of a Tarzan movie. Yohimbe. Now Yohimbe is going to increase blood flow. So again, for bodybuilding, for shoving protein, for sex, this is what you need. Now, this is going to be tricky. Okay, that's it. It actually did pretty good. I didn't have it all over the floor. Dun, ta, dun, dun, ta. Okay, now where are we here? Aha. Again, the magic extractor. Okay, now we're going to let it run for about 10 minutes, and then when we come back, you're going to be all teed up. Aha, lie to me. Right, now that I'm deaf, I can't hear nothing. The machine. Alright, there you go. We made an extraction. Look at that. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Had some more vanilla during the break. I'm in a real good mood. Oh. You can smell.
Steaming.
Yeah, look at that. Smell that. Take a whip, Dave. Take a.
Nice.
That'll get your testosterone. I told Dave he'll take this for himself and give the vanilla to his wife, and away we go.
It'll be a good night.
It'll be a great night. She won't let him out of bed. You're walking around bow-legged for a week. All right.
Where you going, Wimp?
Come on back here. We ain't done yet. All right. There you go. That's the testosterone late at night will do this to you. Having a good antidepressant works really well.
There you go.
All right, so you can see it's filtering. We'll let it filter a little bit, and then we'll give it a bit of a squeeze. And again, instead of spending all this money on products that may or may not work at a health food store, or there are some products that are supposed to boost the T levels or the erectile levels, and then they've got aluminum lake red, aluminum lake blue, aluminum lake green. This is aluminum. This is aluminum. So why is that in health supplements? Titanium dioxide, which is equivalent to asbestos. Why is that in a supplement? Okay, this is the reason why I'm showing you these things, because quite frankly, the pharmaceutical industry, this is what they would put in their drugs. So if you add 1 + 1, you might correlate that the drug companies are manufacturing these supplements and adding these contaminants. Now, I, for one, go to a health food store because I want to retain my health. I do not want to go to a health food store and buy, especially you bodybuilders, so pay attention to me here. You're buying bodybuilding supplements that has saxophane and potassium in it, which causes thymus cancer. You're buying stuff with aspartame in it, which causes about 144 different problems. You're buying sucralose that causes all kinds of neurodegenerative issues along the spine and kidney damage. And this is in your proteins, and they're going to tell you that the body will flush this out because the protein will carry it out. The protein will chelate these chemicals more effectively into the cells and tissue. Get your proteins plain. Plain or with vanilla or cocoa, nothing else. There's one protein that I showed. It's a beef protein or an egg protein. They have the higher BB rating anyway. A lot of your whey proteins, you'll be very hard pressed to find a whey protein that doesn't have soy lecithin or some other crap product in it. If you can find a whey product that doesn't have anything in it, then by all means use it. I would rather encourage you to go get unpasteurized milk. You know, you go to a cow, you give it a tug, milk comes out, you drink that, or a sheep or a goat. That's the best thing, seriously. You got the fat, you got the antioxidants, you got the probiotics, you got the enzymes, you got the minerals. What more could you ask for? All in one. Okay? You look at the guys 90 years ago, lived on the farm. Average lifespan was 92.2 years. What did they have? Fat, butter, unpasteurized milk. They ate the fats and the proteins. Meat. Nobody died from eating meat until we genetically engineered the grains that we're feeding these cows. Nobody died from eating cholesterol until we altered the sugars and the fats that we're consuming today. People ate saturated fats and never had a problem until we added margarine to the equation, until we added aspartame to the equation, until we added microwaves to the equation, or until we added synthetic colors to the equation, or until we started hybriding grains, mixing this grain with this grain. That's when we had the problems. You could eat wheat. I was doing a show today, and we're talking about gluten. Gluten has never been a problem. Gluten has never been the problem with wheat. The problem with wheat is it's been genetically altered. That's the problem with wheat. You have high levels of glutamates in wheat that causes all kinds of brain issues and disruptive issues along the body. Eating genetically modified wheat is like eating MSG. Has the same effect. Wheat never had a problem until it was cross-hybrided or contaminated with genetics. That's the problem with wheat. Okay, when they bleached wheat with chlorinated chemicals, that's when it became a problem. When they started hybriding the wheat, it became a problem. When they genetically altered the wheat, it became a disaster. Okay, that's the problem with wheat. Wheat in and of itself is not a bad thing. But we're not eating wheat today. What we're eating today is far from wheat. Far from rye. We're not eating rye anymore. We're not eating oats anymore. We're not eating sorghum anymore. We're not eating corn anymore. We're not even eating, and again, we shouldn't be eating soy anyway. We're not eating rice anymore. What we're eating is a facsimile of those foods that we ate yesteryear. What we're eating today is a genetic abomination. It's what we're eating today. And on top of that, we're having chemtrails falling down on these genetically modified grains, which bind with the polymers because of the interaction of the genetics. You consume them, and then you wind up with lesions and issues and all kinds of wonderful things. So, let's get back to becoming testosterone enhanced. Dun, da, da. Look, look, the table's rising. 3 feet. No. All right. You see the women saying, now 3 feet, no way, run. You're not doing that with me. No. Okay, here we go. Look at that. High-tech filtration device. I'll give some of this to Dave tonight before he goes home, and he'll kill his wife. First, he's got to give her a mood enhancer because she's going to
be ready for it.
She's going to see this video, and she's going to say, oh no. You're not coming home with that. You'll kill me. Probably doing that now anyway, but anyway. It's just male testosterone, that's all. Don't get your knickers in a knot. Call me a male chauvinist something, and I'll say, yes I am.
That's funny.
You're a male chauvinist something. Yes, I am. This is one of those, what do you call that there, politically incorrect things that they threw at everybody. You are a chauvinist. Who would ever explain that to me, what that really meant? Oh, look at that, eh?
I'm sure you'll get some YouTube comments.
Oh, I'm sure will. You don't know what a chauvinist is? You're a chauvinist. Yes, I am. And I'm proud of it. Oh, hell, that's just getting my testosterone just smelling that. Whoop. All right. Oof. She's got a kick. I'll give this to Dave, and again, if things are elevated, you'll know what. All right, Dave, you're the guinea pig. Because everyone's going to say, is it safe?
You're having some with me though, right, Tony?
Eh?
You're having some with me though, right?
Why? Don't need my testosterone. I'm not married, you are. I do need my testosterone up because I do want to maintain my muscle and my shape. Now, for you older guys, ready?
Yeah.
Salute.
Cheers.
Oh, man. That is so brutal.
We should take that, take the vanilla and the pepper right after.
Whoa. Man, you feel that really heat you up. Holy jumping. I'm awake now.
No
Holy
kidding.
smokes. All right. As I mentioned before, Dave.
Oh, man.
Dave has had mood enhancers, antidepressants, and now a testosterone thing, and he's all giggly back there. He's going to go home tonight with a smile on his face. Anyway.
Have lucid dreams or something today.
No, you won't have lucid dreams. You'll be activated.
There we go.
Ooh, man, that's got a... Woo-hoo. Anyway, testosterone. Highest concentrations in the brain. When you guys have your testosterone levels where they're supposed to be, you're going to be in the best mood. Okay, when your estrogen levels are up, that's when you get all moody, depressed, almost bipolar inactivity. You're like, kind of thing. When T is up, so is your mood, so is your mind, so is your thinking, so is your clarity, so is your heart. Heart say, hey, yes, dun-da-da. What do we put in here? We put hawthorn berry, we put magnesium, we put galangal. Why? Because they support the heart. If you want to have testosterone flowing through the body, the heart has to have what it needs. You're trying to support muscle, you're trying to do hard work. I had a 72-year-old guy use this stuff, no word of a lie. He was still training at the gym. Got him on this stuff, and he told me that he's noticed that his lifts were improved and his muscle pump also improved, which was stating that this stuff was allowing the protein in his body to be utilized more efficiently. That's one of the signs of good testosterone. Now, for you women, I've had women bodybuilders use this stuff, and you find that they train better, more effectively, and have a longer training endurance. And you get the same concept of better muscle tone, muscle definition. So again, you can make this stuff, you can train, use your proteins properly. Again, if you're training, you multiply 0.8 by your body weight, and that's the grams you should be getting in your system. If you're 100 pounds, 0.8, you should be getting 80 grams. Minimal, 1 year training. Okay, this can help, again, with shuttling the protein through the system. And again, as far as sex goes, women have 3% testosterone, men are 97%, unless they're eating a lot of soy or pea proteins or highly estrogenic foods, or exposed to xenoestrogens, which can cause a diminishment in testosterone. So again, we want to encourage you to minimize exposure to estrogen if you're a male. Okay, no soy, no pea protein. These are garbage proteins, hemp protein. These are not the greatest proteins to be using. They've been marketed as some kind of super duper pooper food but they really don't live up to the hype. They just don't. You need fat. You need saturated fat. Saturated fat converts to cholesterol. Cholesterol converts to pregnenolone. Pregnenolone converts to DHEA. DHEA converts to progesterone. For the men, from progesterone produces androstenedione. Androstenedione produces testosterone. Then from testosterone produces DHT. And then from DHT produces estrogen. You will convert to estrogen. So the thing you want to use are things that are going to block estrogen or convert the estrogens out of the body, like iodine, parsley, peppermint, rosemary, sage, thyme, savory. These either bind with estrogen or take the estrogens out of the system. Turmeric, hawthornberry, red wine. These things take estrogens out. Onion, garlic, take estrogens out. You may not want to increase the testosterone. You may want to sustain what you have. But what you want to do is remove the excess estrogens out of the body. That's what you should be looking at. Producing more testosterone means you're just going to produce more estrogen. So if you can sustain your testosterone or elevate it slightly and sustain that and block the estrogens or get them out of the body, that would be further to your advantage. Leave the grains alone. Grains are highly estrogenic. They have xenoestrogens in them that do not work with your body. Okay, trying this out, making this. I know you're going to have a ton of questions. Keep it simple. Don't get all worked up. And the one thing me and Dave were talking about before the video, before you ask me 99 zillion questions, which I don't mind really answering, what annoys me is when you guys don't even make the attempt and you're asking me questions. That's what annoys me, because if you do this stuff, you will discover for yourself what it is that you need to do. And you're going to find it's not that difficult. The one thing I want to encourage all of you, if I can do this, so can you. And I'm showing you how to do this. There you go. You got a testosterone mix. Dun, dun, dun. You're going to walk around and your muscles are going to be going boom, 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 like, you know, volcanic power, you know. Popeye on steroids. All right. Simple enough. Do it. Make them better. And then share the health. So the next segment, from Dave and myself to your health.